The third week of the Premier League season began with a dramatic injury time winner at the Vitality Stadium for Manchester City. In other matches, Newcastle United pounded more misery on West Ham, while Sunday saw Liverpool trounce Arsenal at Anfield. It was a weekend filled with entertainment, well, more so for some fans than others. We take a look at the 10 talking points of the Premier League Gameweek 3. Manchester City's late act. For a large part of the game at the Vitality Stadium, it looked like Bournemouth would frustrate Manchester City and earn a well-deserved point. Englishman Raheem Sterling though had different ideas, and in the 6th minute of stoppage time, he scored the winner, breaking Bournemouth hearts. Pep Guardiola needs to do some fine-tuning to his team, and they will be challenging for the title come May 2018. The race to be sacked. Slaven Bilic's West Ham United and Frank de Boer's Crystal Palace have lost their first 3 games of the season. While West Ham showed some grit and pride in the second match against Southampton, Crystal Palace have been pretty toothless. The teams occupy the bottom slots on the table right now. West Ham lost 4-0 to Manchester United on the opening day, 3-2 to Southampton and 3-0 to Newcastle United. While Crystal Palace lost 3-0 to newcomers Huddersfield Town on the opening day, 1-0 to Liverpool and 2-0 to Swansea City. It is early in the season right now, but Slaven Bilic and Frank de Boer are under serious pressure. Bournemouth are also in bad state, but given that they lasted in the top half last season, their manager Eddie Howe might be given a bit leeway. England's goalkeeping fortunes. For England manager Gareth Southgate, Joe Hart is the current number 1 for the country. He has been the undisputed choice for a long time now, but his position is under serious threat at the moment. The current number 1 Hart has conceded 10 goals in 3 games for West Ham United. Now he may not be at fault for all of those 10 goals, but that is a damning statistic. Other goalkeepers like Heaton and Butland are enjoying a good time with their clubs, and Jordan Pickford at Everton is one for the future. Joe Hart needs to be at very best for his club, or else would be in danger of losing the number 1 jersey for England with the World Cup in Russia looming up. Manchester United looked the part. 3rd win in a row and the 3rd clean sheet in a row. Things are looking good for Manchester United and their fans right now. It's a great start to the campaign. They have done this on 5 different occasions, but never have they won the league in any of these. History, as they say it. Anyways, Jose Mourinho's men look quite the team right now, and even though Lukaku missed a penalty in the game, it did not matter as Rashford and Fellaini completed the win as the Red Devils go marching on. Assist King. It's only 3 matches in the season and it might be very early to say, but Henrikh Mkhitaryan is having a fantastic season so far. He had a below average first season at Manchester United as he scored only 4 goals and had only 1 assist last season. 3 games into this season and he already has 5 assists. He equaled the record of Ruel Fox of the most assists after 3 games. If the Armenian continues his brilliant early season form, he may be able to break Thierry Henry's record of 20 assists in a single season. Good week for the promoted teams. Newcastle United, after a terrible start to the campaign, finally won their first 3 points of the season as they defeated a poor West Ham United 3-0. Brighton and Hove Albion earned their first ever points in the top flight as their match with Watford ended in a goalless draw. Albion, like Newcastle United, came into this match on a 2-game losing streak. On to high-flying Huddersfield Town next, as they were held to a goalless draw by Southampton. They had 16 shots in the match and yet were unable to break the resistance of Southampton. All in all, it was a good week for the promoted teams. Sensational Liverpool. Super Sunday's big match saw Liverpool dismantle Arsenal 4-0. The lads completely dominated their London rivals and the result never looked in doubt. The scoreline might seem flattering, but Arsenal were nowhere to be seen in the match as Mane and Salah ran riot against their defence. The Liverpool midfield was brilliant and Klopp would be happy seeing his team's amazing performance. Crisis at Arsenal. Arsene Wenger signed a 2-year extension earlier this season to extend his stay with the Gunners to 22 years. While most fans were happy about this, there were some murmurs of discontent regarding the extension. Just 3 games into the new season and there is a crisis brewing at the club. 2 defeats in the first 3 matches, with the last being a 4-0 thrashing by Liverpool, has put Wenger in troubled waters. His team looked disinterested against Liverpool, and as Gary Neville said, that Wenger has until the transfer window to sell as many as he can. Wenger needs to get off his high horse and sort out the problems as soon as possible, or his team could face a long and embarrassing season. Champions back in the groove. After an awful start to their Premier League defence against Burnley, Chelsea seemed to be playing like last season again. They won against Spurs last week, where the performance wasn't exactly the best, but they gritted out a 2-1 win against their fellow Londoners. Now this week's 2-0 win at Everton was a clinical performance. Antonio Conte seems to have weaved his magic and the team has responded. Returning the league title is becoming a lost art, but if they continue their progress, Chelsea might become only the second team in 10 years to retain the league title. Dele Alli's record and Kane's August hoodoo. The last match of the weekend saw Spurs take on Burnley at Wembley. Dele Alli opened the scoring only to be cancelled on late by Chris Wood as Spurs dropped points at Wembley. Again. Dele Alli's goal was his 30th in the Premier League, making him the youngest Spurs player to score 30 in the league. The Englishman has enjoyed a good time with Spurs since joining from MK Dons in 2015. While Ali had a good game, other Englishman Harry Kane's August nightmare continued as he is yet to score in August for the club. His miss against Burnley means that he will have to wait another 12 months to set that record straight. That was the third game week of the Premier League 2017-18 season for you. Here is how the table looks right now. Manchester United sit pretty on the top with 3 wins out of 3. Liverpool, Huddersfield Town, Manchester City and West Bromwich Albion are on 7 points each. On the wrong side of the table, Bournemouth, West Ham United and Crystal Palace sit in the relegation spot with 0 points and having conceded 21 goals between them. There is an international break now and the next game week sees Manchester City face Liverpool as well as Everton facing Spurs. Till then, this is Abhimanyu signing off. Be sure to like, share and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already.